All right, here we are with the last two problems of page 2. We've got one with weight and we've got one with capacity down here. So let's take a look at number 2. A worker at a mill is loading 5-pound bags of flour into boxes to deliver to a local warehouse. That's wonderful news. Each box holds 12 bags of flour. So we've got 12 bags in each box. All right, and how much does each bag weigh? 5 pounds, all right? So if I put 12 of those in there, what do I do? I'm gonna end up multiplying, right, to get the total number. All right, if the warehouse orders 3 tons of flour, so I've got 3 tons of flour, how many boxes are needed to fill the order? That's the question I'm being asked here. So when I got to go pounds, I got to figure out how many pounds are in a box. It's going to be my number one thing. I got to start right there. So I'm going to go box. Okay. And in order to find the box, I got to take how much does the bag weigh and how many bags are there. So how much does the bag weigh? 5 pounds, and there are 12, right? So I'm going to take 12 times 5, right? And what's 12 times 5? You can either go 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times 1 plus 1 is 6, or know that your 12 times 5 is 60. That's going to be 60 pounds. So one box, if I put 12 5-pound thingies in there, boom, 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 right? I'm going to end up with 60 pounds in this box, which I can still barely carry. So that's my first step. And I have pounds here and I have tons here. I'm not going to convert 60 pounds into tons. That's some kind of really, really tiny number, right? I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to take my tons and turn those into pounds because that's super duper easy. How many pounds are in a ton? 2,000, right? And I've got 3 of them. So I just take tons. So this is my order, right? Is 3 times 2,000. And I'm going to write it like this. But do I need to worry about zeros? I don't until the end. I just take 3 times 2 is 6. And then I add zeros. 1, 2, 3. I mean, 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. That's why I always say take off those zeros, multiply, and then just tag them on the end. All right, easy peasy. So I've got 6,000 pounds. All right, now I need to know how many boxes. So what operation, pause and think for a second, what operation do you think we're going to need to use in order to find out how many boxes? I'm going to give you a hint. Repeated subtraction. Okay, pause. What would you do? Okay, you're back. So what do you think we should do? If you said division, you crushed it. Good job. So I'm going to take my 6,000 pounds. And you got to think about this. Think about it from the reverse aspect. If they have 6,000 pounds, how many boxes would I need to take out of there to get rid of it all? Right? That's repeated subtraction. Right? We're repeatedly delivering here, but that's a good way to look at it. And I'm going to divide this by 60. What do I do with my zeros? Yeah, take them off. Boom, boom, right? And I'm going to take 6 into 600. 6 goes into 6 how many times? 1, right? Yeah, okay. Minus 6, I get 0, so I'm good to go. How many 6s are in 0? 0, 0. So what do? I have to put my zeros on. All right, and I end up with 100 boxes. Easy, right? 100, and to check my answer, if I did 100 times 60, well, what's 1 times 6? 1 times 6 is 6, right? And then how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. I just tag those on. 1, 2, 3. I get 6,000. So that's how I check my answer. All right, last one here. You could do this a couple of ways. Let me read it first. Corey brings 5 1-gallon jugs, and I always cross off that and write 5. 5 1-gallon jugs. So he's got 5 gallons of juice to serve during parent night at his school. If the paper cups he's using for drinks can hold 8 fluid ounces, so what am I converting between gallons and ounces? Not pounds and ounces, gallons and ounces is capacity. 8 fluid ounces. How many drinks can Corey serve? So that's my question. How many drinks can he serve if he serves 5 gallons and 8 ounce servings? So I'm gonna want to convert here, right? And I'm not gonna convert my ounces. I have 8 ounces into gallons. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of ounces. So you could take 5 gallons and you could do it this way. You could say, well, I want to go to quarts. I'm going to 5 times 4 because there's 4 quarts in a gallon, right? And then I'm going to take that. That's 5 times 4 is 20, right? And then I'm going to multiply that by 2 to get my pints, 40. And then I'm going to multiply that by 2 to get my cups, right? And then I'm going to multiply that by 8 to get my ounces, okay? Or I go, what is 4 times 2? That's 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 8, if I do it, 16 times 8, 16 times 8, 8 times 6 is 48, right? And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12, is 128. And if you look at your chart, it says the same thing. 1 gallon is 128 ounces. So if I want to get it, I could either step, or I could just use my chart, right? I'm going to use my chart. But you could easily get back to 128 just by multiplying through, right? If I multiply by 4 and 2 and 2 and 8, I'm going to get 128. So however you want to do it, I'm going to do the short way. So I'm going to take my first step here is total ounces. Total ounces. And that is 128 times 5. So in this regard, it's a bigger multiplication number, but it's still a single number here. It's only 5, okay? So 5 times 8, 40. I'm going to put my 0 here, and I'm going to put a 4 up there. And 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4, right, is my 14. And then I'm going to put my 1 up here. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. I'm going to get 640 ounces. So in 5 gallons of juice, I've got 640 ounces. And I am going to dip this 8-ounce cup in it and serve it. So I'm going to repeatedly be taking juice out of it, which means I'm going to repeatedly subtract. So if I want to find out how many servings I can do, I use what operation? Division, that's right. So I'm going to take my 640 and I'm going to divide it by 8. And when I really like this, 8, I cannot take 8 from 6, right? If I've got $6, I can't give you 8. But if I have 64, I can. And how many times could I do that? 8 times 8, right? 8 times 8 is 64, I hope, right? Minus 64 is 0. And I bring down my 0. 8 won't go into 0, so I leave it? No, do not. I have to put a digit here. And if it's 0, 8 times 0 is 0, I'm going to put a 0 there. All right, and I'm going to subtract 0. So I'm going to get 80 servings. Boosh. All right, hang with me. We got 3 more on the next page, and then like the back page, which is not too bad. All right.